In the world of aerial combat, a single second can mean the difference between life and death. But what happens when the world's most advanced stealth fighter, the F-22 Raptor, locks onto a Russian Su-35? High above the frigid waters of the North Pacific, a deadly game of cat and mouse is unfolding. A Russian Su-35 flanker, Russia's premier heavyweight fighter, is pushing deep into the Alaskan air defense identification zone. It's a direct challenge to American sovereignty. But lurking in the shadows of the clouds is the F-22 Raptor, a ghost that the Russian pilot cannot see. This isn't just a routine intercept. It's a demonstration of raw power. Today we break down how the world's most advanced stealth fighter cornered one of Russia's best, leaving the pilot completely helpless. Welcome to Beyond Military. The incident began when NORAD detected a high-speed blip on the long-range radar. Without a flight plan or radio contact, the Russian Su-35 was heading straight for U.S. territory. In these moments, every second counts. At Elmendorf Air Force Base, the alarm sounds. Two F-22 Raptors are scrambled. These pilots are trained for this exact moment. As the Raptors hit their afterburners, they vanish from conventional radar. The mission is clear: intercept, identify, and escort. But the Russian pilot, confident in his Su-35's maneuverability, has no idea that he is already being tracked from miles away. Let's look at the mismatch. The Su-35 is a masterpiece of super maneuverability. With its thrust vectoring engines, it can perform stunts that seem to defy physics. On paper, it's a terrifying opponent, but the F-22 operates on a different level of physics. Its stealth coating and serrated edges make it nearly invisible to the Su-35's Urbis-E radar. While the Russian pilot is scanning the horizon, looking for a target, the Raptor's AN/APG-77 radar has already locked onto him. This is the first look. First kill advantage of the U.S. Air Force. The U.S. pilot sees everything. The Russian pilot sees nothing but empty sky. This technological gap is what makes the Raptor the undisputed king of the air. As the clouds break, the F-22 pulls up alongside the flanker. Imagine the sudden shock in the Russian cockpit. One moment you are alone, and the next, the sharp, lethal silhouette of an F-22 is just feet from your wingtip. No radar warning, no alarm, just a sudden, terrifying presence. This is psychological warfare at 30,000 feet. The U.S. pilot signals the intruder. The message is silent but deafening. We own this sky, and you are here only because we allow it. The Russian pilot realizes he is in a position of extreme vulnerability. The Su-35 is a highly maneuverable aircraft, but against the stealth technology of the F-22, it was essentially flying blind. Without ever appearing on the Russian radar, the Raptor pilot skillfully positioned himself directly behind the Su-35. At this point, the Russian pilot realized he was trapped. You can see him performing desperate maneuvers to break away, but the F-22 stayed glued to his tail like a shadow. This wasn't just a chase. It was a masterclass in aerial dominance. Every time the Su-35 tries to bank away, the Raptor follows effortlessly. The electronic warfare suite of the F-22 begins to jam the Su-35's sensors, filling his cockpit with warning lights. He is now effectively blind and deaf in a hostile sky. The Russian pilot's confidence begins to crumble as he realizes that his legendary maneuverability is useless if he cannot even target his opponent. The Raptor pilot is playing with him, maintaining a dominant position while staying out of the Su-35's weapon engagement zone. This is the reality of modern air combat, where sensors and stealth outperform raw agility every time. The tension reaches a breaking point as the jets fly deeper into monitored airspace, and the Russian pilot knows he has run out of options. The tension in the cockpit was palpable as the Russian Su-27 flanker pulled alongside the U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptor. At these speeds, even a minor miscalculation could lead to a mid-air disaster that might trigger a global diplomatic crisis. But for these pilots, this wasn't just a routine patrol. It was a high-stakes game of aerial chess played at 30,000 feet. The Su-27 pilot began a series of aggressive maneuvers, attempting to force the Raptor to change its heading. These head-on passes and thumping maneuvers are designed to intimidate, but the F-22 pilot remained ice-cold. Thanks to its advanced fly-by-wire system and superior thrust vectoring engines, the Raptor maintained its position with surgical precision. Let's talk about the technology that makes this possible. While the Russian flanker is a masterpiece of maneuverability, the F-22 is a ghost in the sky. Its radar cross-section is no larger than a marble. making it nearly impossible for the Russian radar to maintain a solid lock. The F-22's APG-77 radar allowed the US pilot to see the Russian jet long before it ever appeared on his own visual horizon. This technological gap is what truly defines modern air superiority. As the encounter continued, the US pilot received a direct order from the Airborne Warning and Control System, AWACS. The message was clear: maintain formation, do not escalate, but show resolve. This is the delicate balance of international airspace. You have to be strong enough to deter aggression, but professional enough to avoid starting a war. The Russian pilot, perhaps realizing that his tactical tricks weren't working against the stealth giant, eventually banked away, heading back toward the mainland. The encounter lasted only minutes, but the data gathered by the F-22's sensors will be analyzed by intelligence agencies for months to come. Every radar pulse, every engine signature, and every pilot maneuver is a piece of a larger puzzle in the ongoing shadow war between superpowers. What does this tell us about the future of the US Air Force and the Russian aerospace forces? It proves that while stealth is a massive advantage, the human element, the training, the discipline, and the split-second decision-making remains the most critical factor in the sky. The F-22 Raptor once again proved why it is considered the king of the air, not just because of its titanium frame, but because of the elite pilots who fly it. As the sun began to set over the horizon, the Raptor turned back towards its base, leaving behind a sky that, for a few brief moments, was the most dangerous place on Earth. This was just another day for the men and women of the US Air Force protecting the skies, one interception at a time. If you found this deep dive into the Su-27 and F-22 encounter fascinating, make sure to hit that like button. We spent hours researching and reconstructing these events to bring you the most accurate military analysis on YouTube. What do you think would have happened if things escalated? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Military for more untold stories from the front lines of aviation and defense technology. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on the world's most powerful machines. Until next time, stay vigilant and keep your eyes on the skies.